Okay, so perhaps you could start with providing a brief overview of your current job.
So I'm a lawyer and I work for a law firm and I specialize in advising clients on law and regulation in the area that I focus on, which is structured finance. So that sort of um, complex financial transactions. And since they are complex, there are complex legal questions that arise when my clients enter into these arrangements. That's what I advise on. But also, over the last 10 or 15 years, it's an area that's been increasingly regulated. And so my clients want advice on those regulations, how to uh, enter into these transactions without breaching these regulations. So I advise them on that. And I also have an internal role of training the more junior lawyers in the law and the regulations that they need to understand in order to be able to do their job.
Okay, and so how did you end up pursuing this career?
Well, a long time ago, I was working in Tokyo in a for a public relations firm, which was similar in the sense that it was a firm that also advised clients, but that it wasn't advising on the law; it was advising on their public relations strategies. And I noticed that when we advised clients, they were sort of interested in what we had to say, but I don't think they took it that seriously. And to be honest, I couldn't really blame them since I didn't take it very seriously myself. But I noticed that on the deals that we worked on, there were lots of people giving advice and contributing their thoughts, but there was one group where no one would do anything before they had um, spoken to this one sort of super group of advisors, and that was the lawyers. And I thought that's where I want to be.
Okay, and so what kind of skills and personality do you think you need to be good at to, or to have to be good at this job?
So I think you need to be quite precise, both in both orally and in writing, precise and quite clear when you're expressing yourself. And you also need to be quite methodical. So if somebody asks you a question, just trying to immediately think of the answer is not going to help you as much as trying to think about the correct route or the correct method that you need to apply, which might have several steps involved. And you need to be careful to start with step one and then step two and then step three until you reach the answer.
Hmm.
And that's the only way I think that you'll get the right answer and be able to advise your clients properly. Also, patience. Um, there's a tendency when you're asked a question to try to rush for the answer. Actually, you probably need to ask a number of questions of your own to understand exactly, what the
Hmm.
situation is. And your clients are often pressured and stressed and trying to rush you into a quick answer, but you need to be patient to make sure you can give them the right answer, obviously as quickly as possible, but in enough time to give them the right advice.
Okay, and so what kind of advice could you give someone who is thinking about pursuing maybe a corporate uh, legal career?
I think the biggest mistake people make is that they imagine that the job is going to be um, the right one because um, there's a degree of prestige attached to the career.
Hmm.
Uh, you know, being a lawyer sounds like a good job, therefore I should do it. But actually, it's not the right job for everyone. And rather than thinking about the prestige or the rewards, you should think
Hmm.
about what the job really involves and whether that's really the job for you. Is that, will it make you happy?
Hmm.
If you don't like problem solving, if you don't like advising, if you don't like what the job involves, then you're not going to be happy doing it.
Hmm.
And I think the subject matter can often be quite dry.
Mhm.
So the way I think about it is if you look at a jigsaw puzzle of
Mhm.
a picture and you think, I don't like this picture, so I don't want to do this jigsaw puzzle, you're focusing on the wrong thing. It's not the picture that you should worry about. It's do you like solving puzzles?